Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's Rosie Lee at Action Zone, and I'm happy to see you. We're waiting for my battle buddy to get online this morning. Valerie will be here and join us as soon as she can. Apparently, they're having some power blips in St. Petersburg, and if you live in Florida, you know that happens frequently and always unexpectedly. It was never a problem until recently when I discovered that my power supply, my backup power supply to my computer and my internet router was dead. And I didn't know that obviously until the power went out, and so did everything else on my desk. So happy to see you this morning. So hard to believe that it's the 22nd of March and that we are just a week away from wiping another quarter of a year off of our calendars. I don't know how that happens and so quickly. Not to waste time until Valerie gets here, because I'll just go ahead and talk anyway. You know that we have our own little thing going on here. I have some interesting thoughts for this morning, and it's related to the fact that this one premise, and it's something my mom taught me a long time ago, and it was you never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're talking to, and you don't know how impactful that person or people can be when you first meet them or are having a conversation with them. But when it's supposed to happen and it comes back full circle, then you're grateful that you lived by that idea that you never know who you're talking to. That's been really important for me this week. Really drove home for me, because I've had opportunities that happened with connections that I would never expected to have connected some dots for me in my business. So thinking back on just establishing relationships with people, it's important to remember that they may not have anything to do with your business, and they may not appear to have any benefit to your business. That's never been a reason to limit your relationships with people. We are supposed to be here on this earth doing what we can for each other, finding our purpose, and finding how we can help the guy on the other side um, do something, accomplish something, be something, hear something, whatever it is. So it's been an interesting validation to that thing that she said my mom always taught me, is that you never know who you're talking to. Um, how old were you when you learned that your mother came out of your mouth, right? I mean, we've all experienced that. I think the first time I told my children better safe than sorry, I went, oh my gosh, I've become my mother. But we do find that these things that we hear these adages are true, and you can make them instrumental in the way your life runs by just paying attention to those. So never, always remember that you don't know who you're talking to, and that person or those people could benefit you in some way, and more importantly, could give you an opportunity to give back. Um, Anybody that knows me know that's my calling card. It's not what you can do for me, it's what I can do for you. And it's not because I expect anything in return, but it has a way of it's working its way back. It always does. So I say all of that because of the obvious connection to starting a business and supporting your business. And that's that when you are networking for your business, it's not always about finding somebody who can fulfill a need that you have, or connecting with a customer that's going to pay you for services, or just making that sale. When you're out networking and you have that opportunity, whether it's on Zoom or in person, these people we're put in your path for a reason. And that may not be obvious when you first meet them, but it becomes obvious later, surprisingly and unexpectedly. And how you behaved and how you responded and how you reacted to those people and what you've provided them always seems to come back around. You can call it karma if you want. It's good karma. It's because there's both. So make sure that when you're out there stumping for your business, that you're also open to being a resource for someone else, or just making a connection so that maybe someday in the future something will come up where you can be that resource. So that's Mom Rosie's word of the day. Make this week the week that you think about how you interact with others, and make connections that will be important for you, personally or professionally. If you are here on the Facebook page watching, you already know, because you've been here often enough, that I can't multitask that way. So I'm just going to say good morning to everybody. And if Valerie gets here before we close the call, then she'll get in there and respond and provide links. I will make sure, however, that at the end of this, I put in the link for the registration for the next Action Zone Veterans Florida Entrepreneurship Program course. That course begins this Saturday, and we still have some seats left. So if you were thinking of starting a business, or you have a business and you're struggling to get it to grow, or you have a business that was impacted by the pandemic and you think you need some help in how to get it escalating again, your sales and your profitability and your functions, by all means, you want to be a part of our Action Zone Veterans Florida Entrepreneurship Program cohort that starts this Saturday. It's not too late to register, and we want to see you there. Good morning, Valerie. I see
Good
the power's
morning.
back on.
It's just, like this is
It's
my
Florida.
life. It's my life. It's always something. It's always something. So,
At 2 minutes to 9, I was like, I haven't heard from Valerie this morning. I better check my phone. And that's when I just happened to catch your message that the power was out.
yes. And it's was it yesterday's the first day of spring?
Oh, I don't know. They all run together now. And
Well,
we're
your
in
shirt,
Florida. I shouldn't
I
say
know
that.
your shirt is very springy.
Oh, thank you. This is one of my favorites. It's comfy, and it's, me, I like the colors, and
Uh-huh.
probably not great for video. When you do television interviews, they tell you don't wear anything too loud, no patterns or anything. That so totally goes against me.
Well, good thing we're the producers of this show. We don't care.
Yes, but let's be fair. Anybody that's watching this or knows us knows that doesn't matter anyway for you and I.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the reason I was going to say that is because, I have a love-hate relationship with March.
Yes,
I
me too.
And my allergies are kicking in this morning, and then the contractors are going to be coming again any moment. So the dogs are going to be going like crazy. It's just Monday.
It's life.
I
It's
know.
life.
So you were telling them that they need to sign up for the next cohort, the summer cohort we're really excited about.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And there's still time, and there's still some seats. So I've spent a lot of time on the phone in the last week with the ones that are going to be in, and with others who just can't put it into their schedule, because of course, the next program won't start until late July or beginning of August. So it is a good time. The kids will be out of school. You won't have the same challenges perhaps that they've had, either because they're distance learning, or now they're taking their kids for half days or full days. I don't even know what they're doing in these schools. It's crazy. I am so glad that my children are grown and I don't have to deal with this. God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw on the news this morning, and I have actually very few friends that have kids. I'll be right back. I got to pull my notes.
Okay. Yeah, there is this weather is such a challenge. If you're not, and for those of you up north, and we have some up north followers, we get it. We're complaining about 60, 70-degree weather because we're Floridians and we're just not that bright anymore. But we've gotten spoiled. But when the wind is blowing like it has been in this month, and one day it's 88 and the next day it's 59, sinuses and allergies are like, So what were you saying?
It's like it was only in the high 40s yesterday.
We got up to 62 where my house is, but I'm not as close to the water as you are. Uh-oh. You have frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you're back.
Okay. Yes, it was chilly. I mean, the contractors were complaining even.
Yeah, well, they're guys. They complain about all kinds of stuff.
It's so
Needlessly.
funny. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, I have very few friends with kids, but some of them are getting ready to go back to school, like in-person school. And on the news this morning, they said New York City is getting ready to go to in-person school, and I'm like, school's almost out.
I know,
May,
yeah.
June.
I think one of the biggest challenges of this whole pandemic this last year is what it's done to our children and their
Uh-huh.
education.
Yeah,
It's just not, um, it, I don't know that they can predict how that's going to affect them moving forward,
yeah,
but I foresee that entire classes are going to have to repeat a year because they just didn't get what they needed to
yeah.
move forward. And we don't, obviously, just the same way as this debate has raged for years, we don't want to push them to a next grade just because of their age. You want to
Right.
push them to the next grade, put them in the next grade when they're equipped to handle the material then. So
Right.
that, yeah, there's a lot left to be seen about how that's going to pan out.
Yeah, yeah, it's horrible. I've been saying since the beginning, I'm so glad that I don't have kids.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am glad that all of mine are grown. I've meet a lot of people that are doing this homeschooling, forced homeschooling or distance learning that they
Yeah,
and still trying to work a job remotely. So it's
I
been a
know.
challenge. Like some of our own board members, George has the same
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, yeah,
He's got several businesses to run. He's got two kids in school and it
yeah.
was distanced and yeah, it was a challenge.
Yeah, I just couldn't even imagine. The biggest challenge we've had is our needy dogs have become even more needy because they're used to having us here, not like all the time now.
They just did an article. I just read an article about that yesterday that pets are, I mean, okay, so if you are a pet lover, if you have pets, you're totally going to get this. But if you don't understand those of us with that pet gene, you're going to go, what the hell is their problem? Yeah, the pets have been conditioned now that we're here and we're working from home and and I've said this before at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I've been in this office at this computer all day, Luna is up on me.
Yep.
And she never does this, jumps up on my lap and just kind of looks at me and gives me kisses and stuff and says, okay, it's 2 o'clock. You've been here since 6. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes even like after dinner, if I go grab my computer, Kane will start like he does this grunting thing at me. It's not like a growl, it's like a grunt. Like he knows that the computer is attached to me.
Yep.
And
Yep.
when he's not having it, he'll tell me.
Yeah, when my dogs see me carrying my briefcase across the house to go to the garage where my car is parked, their tails go down. They just kind of look
Yeah,
sad and depressed. It's like,
it
where are you
is.
going?
I
When will you be
know.
back?
It is so sad. We have some people join us this morning. I want to say hi to Tisha, Matthew, Julianne Nichols. Hi, Julianne. We don't get to see her often because she's probably, um, and Julianne, she starts working like you at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, yep, that's all we got. Tisha
Well,
Williams, Matthew Cook, and Julianne, and a couple people liking us.
Matthew, thank you. And the dozens of others. I made the comment last week that I was getting my first shot on Thursday and I asked for prayers. And several people on the post sent them. And then I got texts through most of the week. Somebody, I don't remember which one it was. Somebody texted me Thursday morning and I came through the first shot just fine. I loved how it was like 15 minutes. I got in there and I got into the line fit for my wait time in 15 minutes. It was just no event, a non-event. But and about 4 o'clock that afternoon, I said, yeah, I don't know what that nurse was talking about. My arm is just fine. And I woke up on Friday morning and went, oh my God, who hit me with a mallet in my arm? But all is good. And I'll have my second one in a few weeks. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, I actually am getting my first one tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Are you doing it at the VA?
Yeah, Bay Pines.
Oh yeah, you're a youngin. You weren't higher up on the list.
Yeah, so I wasn't really, I just think that with the challenges for some people to get in there, I was waiting for them to reach out to me for my turn. So they did, and yep, tomorrow morning. And our friend Todd Connor, founder of Bunker Labs, he tweeted that the VA or that we've passed a bill, Congress has passed a bill to to allow all veterans and family members to get vaccinated by the VA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it hasn't started yet, but it's coming.
Yeah,
So
that's a good thing. I know, my dad is a veteran, Korean War era veteran, and the VA reached out and has the kind of health challenges that put him at the top of the list. So he got he got them both done. I want to say within weeks after it was approved for distribution. But his girlfriend, who is not a veteran, but also is elder, I hope she doesn't see this. I mean, she's in that same age bracket, and I don't want to say elderly, but she struggled to find a place. Not that it would have helped for them because they're not married, but that is a challenge when one party is able to get one and the other one can't. They were concerned about exposure, and although they don't go anywhere, they haven't gone anywhere in a year. Ohio, they're up in Ohio, and that's like one of the lockdown places.
Yeah, well, we are fortunate that in Florida, we've been able to still kind of live life because we have so much to do outdoors. The weather lends to that. So, Nada Cook, I cannot pronounce her last name, but she's always following us, and she posts on Sunday Morning Market every Sunday. So we appreciate her loyalty, I guess you could say, to Action Zone. So try to make sure. I hate missing people when they join us to say good morning.
I know. I was just giving the disclaimer before you jumped on that if you're on the Facebook page, you already know I can't multitask that way. If you saw my desk, you'd go, what is she talking about? She's got 47 projects sitting right here. But that doesn't include going back and forth on computer screens. So
I know I feel bad too, because I'm always like, but I'm here mentally. I'm here.
Always paying attention. Before you jumped on, I was talking about, I gave him a little public service announcement about never knowing who you're talking to and always treating people the best.
Yeah.
Because I had several situations this past week where people that I would never have anticipated could positively impact something I was working on did. And it's just because they're in my network. They're not related to my business. They're not related to the Action Zone business in any way. They're just other professionals in the community. And I was just saying that you just never know. You just might, like my mother said, you just don't know who you're talking to. So just be kind and good and gracious to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because until someone it's that likability, and then once they feel comfortable with like shedding some of the that exterior, and you get to know them, and most of the time there's always some sort of connection or nugget that you can take away from
6 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes much less than that.
No. So did you mention what day the summer cohort starts?
Yeah, next Saturday, the 27th.
27th. Okay. Oh my.
I know.
I cannot believe this is like the last weekend in March.
I know.
Coming up.
I know. We're going to get rid of the first quarter of 2021. And I swear we just celebrated New Year's Eve.
I know. I just cannot believe that.
Whizzing by. Just whizzing by. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah. And we feel, I know you and I feel this way because we talk about it frequently, is that the days are going back faster and faster and faster. And we never feel like we're caught up with the things that we need to do. But when you look back at what you've already accomplished since the first of the year, you can then understand that, I did get a lot done. Can I still be a little more organized? Julianne's on the other side of the Facebook page going, yes, you can. You can get shit done. And yes, I could probably get more shit done, but you know what? As hard as we are on ourselves in the moment, we do need to reflect and say, I have gotten some things done. Can I get better? Yes. But we're where we need to be. And if we're not, then, boot your own self in the behind and move on.
Yeah. I'm actually, there's always more to be done. The
Always.
to-do list never seems to end, but then I reflect back on what has gone on in my life in the last quarter, and can't believe I've accomplished what I
know. So now you can
Yeah,
feel good about yourself
I
instead of,
know. Well,
see, it's all about perspective, right?
uh-huh.
You know, you can be, everything could be happening around you, falling from the sky, everything is doom and gloom, but it's all how you react to it. We talk about this in our entrepreneurial mindset. It's responding versus reacting. And
Yeah.
when you have the ability to respond, then all of this bad stuff is like, okay, it's not wearing rose colored glasses. People accuse me of being, me especially, oh, you're just so Pollyannish. Just take those rose colored glasses off. Well, you know what? I don't, first of all, their opinion of me is none of my business. So I don't care. But second of all, yeah, we could all fall into the gloom of the moment. And for mental health reasons, Carlos Garcia would probably say, yeah, you need to grieve or process whatever that bad thing is. That's
Yeah.
fine. But
Uh-huh.
then put your boots back on and your big girl panties and keep moving. That's what you got to
Right.
do.
Yeah, for sure. And I also it has to be said that it's not my productivity or one's productivity. I mean, I didn't do it alone. So
Right.
knowing to surround yourself by the best team, Jeremy, my husband with Luminary,
Yep.
Rosie and Russ and George and April and all of it. Jeff Mung, our team at Action Zone, we couldn't do it. I couldn't have done anything I've done alone.
No, none of us can. We
Yeah.
sometimes there are people who like to think that they've done it alone. And I tend to shy away from those people, because if they don't recognize the support system around them, then it's just not a good thing for the future.
Yeah, I know. So I want to point out, I don't know that if we have ever pointed out your flag that sits over your left shoulder.
We did once, but I don't believe you were on that call. And
Oh.
I can't zoom in because I'm kind of like
Oh no, that's
tethered
okay.
here.
Yeah.
But yes, that was that beautiful gift you gave me for my 60th birthday, from Urban Metals, which is Troy Underwood's company from Tampa Steel.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I just actually showed it on a Zoom chat I was on. I don't know, somebody asked about it over my shoulder, and it wasn't even Action Zone related. So I showed them that, and I said the best part about it is now we have the die for it, and we can have more made, and people can order them if they choose.
Yeah.
Troy's story is really cool.
Yeah.
His business story is really cool. He was, I think, the general manager or one of the managers at Tampa Steel, and the owner was looking to sell the business. Troy, though he had never had a business before, opted to purchase the business. Ended up coming to the Action Zone program to figure out how to own a business, and through the course of that, learned a lot of great things. And I can remember some of the things that he said about different aspects of when we introduced the traction book for a company his size. Even though he was new, the company was existing and thriving, and that the concepts in traction really helped him identify putting the right people in the right seats and how to function and create the processes. But then when the pandemic hit last year, Tampa Steel suffered because their customers were not working.
Right.
But it did give him the opportunity to create Urban Metals, which was something he wanted to do, using metal art, creating metal art. And so he was able to launch that through the pandemic, and he has some pretty cool stuff. I know that you've seen a lot of his stuff too.
Yeah, he's got a whole, when you walk into his shop, a whole display of different things that they've done. So it's really great. Julianne got a puppy.
I saw that. Did you see that cute little thing?
I did not see it on Facebook. I'm gonna have to go back and look. And then
I'm curious, and I was going to write a note on it, and I just got too busy, is whether Julianne's going to take that puppy in the RV, and if that's still her game plan.
She's not leaving that puppy. Speaking though, with Julianne, the CEO mindset that she teaches is available to veterans for free through Veterans Florida.
Yeah, and I saw she's just offering a Saturday class now too.
Oh, okay. Well, the next Veterans Florida is going to be, let me see here, May 5th. So I'll drop the information.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. I'll drop the information in the chat so our people can sign up for it. Recommend not doing that until after you finish the Action Zone program, so you have some meat to
Yeah,
take with you.
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, so May 5th for our previous cohort members, it'll be good for them. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about today? I gotta blow my nose again.
We'll talk about allergies in Florida. I think we've covered it this week. If I've forgotten anything, I'm looking at the calendar. There's no holidays this week.
Normally this time we would be either just finished, was it 2019? Did we just finish Tampa Bay Startup Week, or was that? I know 2018.
No, it
was
got
in
moved
January.
back because of the pandemic. It got moved back to, I believe, September. So, but we were panicked about getting it done. I think this week, last year, or last week, last year was the Podfest that I went to.
Oh
The
yeah,
global Podfest that I went to. That was the last live
in-person event. that you went
in-person
to.
event, and it was fabulous. And then everything kind of just went, hold on, God bless you.
Yeah.
The brakes were set and everybody was looking to pivot.
Yeah. They just had the MilCon. Oh my
Creator
goodness.
Con.
Yeah,
That's
Creator
okay.
Con. And that sneeze is right there.
You know what my grandmother used to tell me? God bless you.
Thank you.
When you've got that sneeze right there, look at the light. Look right into a light. And it
Ah.
will either make it, I don't know if it's true, but it'll either make it stop or make it go. So, but my grandmother,
funny.
again, going back to these adages that our parents and grandparents gave us, she always said, if you had that sneeze, it wouldn't quite come. Just look at the light.
Yeah, that's funny. I'll have to practice that.
Now you'll never
but
forget.
Podfest, I saw it's going to be in June in Orlando.
Oh, cool.
I saw, I shared the website with somebody, and then they were like, oh, good morning, Dana. They were like, oh, uh-oh. What
was that?
Are you still there? Am I still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I clicked on the wrong button. But anyway, I looked at the Podfest website and shared it with somebody, but I thought I saw in there that it was June. But when she was like, when is it? I went back to the website so I could show her exactly where it was. I couldn't find it, maybe because I just had so much going on, but I don't know if Chris Moose or Jeffrey Lodick or
Russ and Avery Skipalis.
Yeah, or on or listening, but maybe they could clarify for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great conference when I went last year. It's the timing of it, the timing of the pandemic immediately after it was not great because more than half of what I learned there is already out of my head because so much has happened since then.
Yeah.
But we have several people in our cohort now that are looking at, that is a viable channel for marketing and professional development. So we have several that have been talking about getting involved in it. We've been sending them over to when they had the preview of the Military Creator Con a couple of weeks ago. I've talked to a couple of the veterans that participated virtually, and they were like, I felt when I got out of Podfest last year, it was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. This is easy to do. This is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, and Chris knows how to put on events to motivate people. So
Yep.
Sure,
and he had such a great breadth of people, from people who would help the newbies and give them the best were the stories about when they started. They've had a podcast now for 5 years and they got 1 million views and followers and stuff, but they talk about their very first episode that they broadcast and what a complete and utter disaster it was. And some about how they were podcasting for months before I remember one guy said he had been doing this for like 3 months and he finally got 1 follower, some guy in Australia, not even a guy in the US. And it was like, that's just the motivation you need but wow, the perseverance to keep doing it for 3 months and not getting a response. That is the epitome of optimism, isn't it?
I wonder where he is now.
Well, I don't know, but a year ago he was well successful. That was a story from when he first started 5 years back. So yeah, it was great. And then of course Chris had people who could help those who were much further along in the path of
Yeah,
podcasting and then everything in between.
they definitely have stuff for you at every level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are great conferences when people go out of their way, when the conference designer sets that up that way, because the newbies get exposed to the experienced people. The experienced people get to see the people that they've been working with for or talking to for the years, and everybody gets exposure to that for the support and camaraderie and networking that they need to have done.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it.
I bet. Are you going to go? Are you going to attend virtually?
I'm trying. It's on. Well, I want to. I need to confirm the dates.
Yeah. What's going on with Bunker Labs this week before we? I have to go soon, but before we
Yeah, me too.
time off, what's going on with any events this week?
Yeah, on Thursday we have Bunker Connect, and Bunker Labs aims to do three things: inspire, equip, and connect. So we have an inspirational story of some franchisees. Paul Huzar, who became, took Bedcore to a franchise. Chris Brito, who purchased a Chick-fil-A. And then we have a component to equip. You get to meet with Jenny Sutton, who is the franchise matchmaker. Going to talk about how that her services works, and then we'll do the Bunker Connect. And it's going to be the inaugural Bunker Connect event for the Tampa area, because we scheduled the first one last March.
Oh,
and it was canceled. Yeah, the week before we had it. So that was disappointing. But Bunker Connect has replaced Bunker Brews, where we try to ensure or help to facilitate purposeful connections. So if you are there and you make a couple of connections, we prefer groups of 3. You come let me know that you scheduled that connection, and I will give you a Starbucks gift card so you can have coffee on us.
Very cool.
Yeah, because you meet a lot of people at networking events, and then you leave with that business card and you may never do anything with it. Or maybe there's a phone call or email exchange. But the true connections when you spend time with each other,
right?
And coffee and writing ideas down on a napkin tends to be where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. So
yep.
We're hoping that Bunker Connect will help facilitate those types of connections and build relationships beyond the business card.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be the first Bunker Labs event this year in 2021, and it's in person at the Center Club. And honestly, I think we're sold out. But if we're not, I will put the link in the chat where people can register.
Well, and then at least they'll know where to get in touch with you. Just stay tuned for the next one. Are they going to be doing these on a regular basis?
I'm hoping so. I'm not an ambassador, a Bunker Labs ambassador anymore. So, depend on the local ambassador team to make those decisions. But our goal is to have one at least once a quarter to, make sure that we've got exciting programming and, the right location so that we can adhere to the guidelines and policies of COVID, social distancing and, all that good stuff.
It's just a testament to an organization that's been around for maybe 7 years.
6 years. Going on 6
years. Still making adjustments to serve the community and the customer.
Yeah, I mean, just like even with Action Zone, we had a lot less, pivoting needed just because of the nature of how our programming is. Because we knew when we created Action Zone, we didn't want to be the networking organization, and we didn't want to be the workshop organization. We wanted to give them the meat and potatoes on how to learn to run a business.
Right.
So it was I think that COVID for us, our pivot going for completely virtual, the only thing that it took away is mine and yours touchy feely, you know, like we're
Yeah.
huggers and, you know, Rosie doesn't get to bring us food because she loves to feed us. But the connections, which surprisingly, virtually through Action Zone still, I mean, everybody felt the connection and, you know, the camaraderie and stuff was there. With Bunker, they had to do a lot of pivoting because their meat and potatoes were the in-person
In
network.
person, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of changes and growth within the organization this year, which is, you know, turning out to be all positive.
Yeah, I agree. Our biggest fear when we went virtual was how do we replicate that warm and fuzzy?
Yeah.
How do we connect with them in the way that we did face to face? If I've learned anything in the last year, it's about giving your heart and soul with the education.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
can feel that whether they're in the same room with you or sitting in a Hollywood Squares type box on my computer screen.
Yeah, I know. So I think with that, our coffees are done.
Yeah, and I
We
have
have to
another
go.
meeting to prep for.
Yeah.
Monday's a busy day today. But I
Mondays
love
are always
doing
busy.
this. I love seeing
I
everybody.
know.
Thank you, everybody that showed up this morning. And for those of you that are watching this later, because I do get emails and know that you do,
Aw.
I hope you have a great week. And if there's something you want us to talk about someday or something you want us to shut up about sometimes, by all means, drop us a note. We'd love to connect. And in the meantime, if you're interested in the cohort starting on Saturday, you better get on the ball and call or email one of us.
Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to Chris and see if he'll join us next Monday to talk about Podfest.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know what his schedule is like, but we'll see. We'll see.
Good
if we
luck
can
with
do
that.
Yeah.
I'll let you take care of that. All right. Have a good week, my friend.
All right. Thank
I'll
you.
see you
Bye.
Thursday.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.